Welcome back. So in this session, we are going to deal about how to ignore certain unwanted files. If you note down in any real-time working environment, if you are working, especially in automation, we can see that lot of logs will be getting keep on accumulated, right? Some certain logs, Git logs, or whatever the running logs, or if you want to change some test data properties, these will be keep on coming over there, right? So whatever you're dealing with. So in those case, we don't want that Git to get track those, right? If you are having that unwanted log files, the Git will say has that, hey, it is not tracked in the repo, server repo. Do you want to track that? It will keep asking you, right? That some unwanted files over there. So that is what it will be keep asking you, right? So how can we ignore that unwanted files? That is what we are going to uh, see in this session. How we want to ignore the certain unwanted files. So let us assume I am having some say some bitmap file, right? So I am having some bitmap images keep on coming whenever I'm doing. Let us assume like that. I don't say let us rename the bitmap file as. Oh, sorry, I deleted it. Let me create one. Okay, I'm creating a bitmap file. I'm renaming it as some bitmap one, something like that I'm doing. So you can see that this bitmap file is having an extension as .bmp. So I want to ignore it. If I give the git status now, sorry, you can see that it is saying that it is tracking that. Hey, there is some untracked file, gitmap bitmap.bmp is coming over there. So you want to track it. That is what it is saying, right? So I don't want to track it. That is what my intention is, because that is an unwanted file. I don't want that git to be tracked. How can we untrack it? I don't want to track it all. So how can we do this is, what you have to do is just create a git ignore file, right? So what I'm going to do is, let me create an ignore file with extension as .git ignore git ignore. If you do that automatically, I can see that I don't want this new text file. You can see that a .git ignore has been created. So in that ignore, what I'm going to say here is, hey, whatever it is coming with .bmp, right? Just ignore it. That is what I'm going to say here. If I do that, see, first initially it told that bitmap.bmp as untracked file. Now, since I put it as a .git ignore, if I type now again same git status, you can see that, bitmap.bmp has been ignored completely. But it is saying that some git ignore is there. That is fine, because we are going to track it down. But this bitmap.bmp completely gone. Now what I'm going to do is just add this file, because git ignore I want that. So I will add this file and I will commit it as well. Add git ignore, right? I'm added it. But this, if you type further that git bitmap bmp is not available over there, you can cross check again. I am going to create one more bitmap file, say as bitmap 2, right? This is also having extension as bmp. Let us see whether it is tracking it. Boom, it is not tracking it. Yeah, that is what we have did it, right? If you go to the git ignore, you can see that it has been ignored, because I put it at whatever it is coming with the name before this regular expression says that whatever before .bmp, please ignore that. That is what I am seeing that. Okay, let me add one more file. I am saying some okay, mm, some log file I'm going to create, right? Say test.log. uh, I am going to give it as test.log, something like that I'm giving. I want to ignore this test.log file as, but this having the property as txt only. So what I'm going to do is just open the git map, and I'm going to tell it as, hey, ignore this file as well, test.log.txt. Ignore that file as well, right? But if he didn't put in the git ignore, if he type this, it says, hey, test.log.txt is untracked. It's saying that. But if I put here, I've added as this test.log.txt, just save this file and now rerun it. Git status, you can see that test.log is not there, but git ignore has been modified, that we needed that, but that test.log.txt has been ignored completely. So that is the powerfulness of git ignore. And again, I'm going to add this git ignore, right? Updated git ignore, I can say. Right? That is the powerfulness of git ignore. Okay, let me create one folder, right? I'm going to create a new folder called my folder, something like that. Inside that folder, I am going to create a text file, my txt, something like that. I'm creating. I create a folder, new folder itself, right? If you type now git status, I type that, you can see that, hey, there is a new folder itself available, whether you have to track it. Now, again, go to the git ignore, just mention that there is a folder. What is that folder? My folder, right? Just type my folder dot slash. That means ignore whatever it is available in the folder, ignore all the files. That's it. Now, if you type status, you can see that now the my folder has been ignored completely. So that is how you can ignore a folder itself or any files itself using the git ignore. So this is very important feature in the automation. Well, we all need to know about this. So this is the session I wanted to cover. That is how we can ignore whatever the unwanted files or folder files, anything you can ignore using a git ignore structure. So thanks for watching it. Next session, we will be dealing about how to delete the untracked file. There is a way to delete the untracked file itself. That is what we are going to see in the next session. Thank you for watching it. Goodbye.